I was a teenager, parents separated, church was there, but not impactful. I was angry at God at times in my childhood, in my life. When my parents were separated, I would have talks openly with God. Why are you doing this to me? Why is this happening? And I was angry. I felt like I was being maybe abandoned or maybe even punished for something, and I took everything personal. My dad was abusive. I blame my dad for that, but I kind of blame God for that too. That why would you let my dad treat me this way? I don't know that I would openly use the words that I pushed God away, but I certainly didn't welcome it. I had belief in God, and I believed that Jesus, the Son of God, died on the cross for my sins. But I would be careful to use the word faith. I had reached a point where at least I had become more receptive and more open to the idea. But one thing that I thought was very interesting with you and Corey both was that, the invitation was always there. If we had a cookout on a Saturday night, the invitation was, hey guys, church in the morning if you're interested. It certainly didn't sink in to the point where we're like, hey, we're going to make this commitment where every Sunday we're going, because we still hadn't done that. Zeke invited Sam to Wednesday nights, but I think Sam, it was more out of a friendship to Zeke and just a simple, well, I didn't want to say no, and so I thought I'd go check it out. We've been coming to church regularly for somewhere between maybe 6 to 8 months, we'll say, and we had witnessed, at least in my memory, at least 2 Sundays of baptisms. So we'd experienced the power of that day. I knew for me personally, I wasn't ready yet. I was still internally struggling with I'm not the perfect Christian. I'm not ready to be baptized yet. I'm not the perfect Christian yet. I shouldn't do this. I'm not ready to do this. Sam comes in and is just, you can feel the energy as he walks into the house, and we're on the 2nd floor. I knew something was different. And he ran up the stairs and comes into our bedroom, and he says, hey guys, guess what? I want to get baptized. And we had been talking at church about baptisms were coming up, and he told us his story. And but for me in that moment, it was Sam's moment. That was all about Sam, and I was so proud of him. It was neat to me to see how God was having an impact on Sam's life. I didn't feel abandoned or that God had forgot me in this moment. I was just so in love for my son. But I think it did for Tiff. I think it was the next day, or maybe the next, or maybe the day after, that she told me, we're getting ready for work in the morning, and she told me, she says, I'm going to get baptized when Sam gets baptized. And she even asked me at that time if I wanted to get baptized, and I said no. It wasn't even, I'll think about it. It's not my time. One morning, I woke up a little differently. I'm not a singer, but I at least had Sunday morning running through my head, and I was humming tunes to myself. And Tiff even kind of laughed, and she goes, do you realize the music that you're humming to yourself in the shower right now? And I said, no, I didn't even realize it. It was just happening. I didn't even realize it. So I'm driving by myself, and I'm having a conversation, and it was a moment of clarity. Hey, Morgan Freeman's voice is not going to yell at you that this is your moment or this is your time. The signs are there. Again, God has put these people in my life, and sometimes I'm receptive, sometimes I'm not. And, and I don't take these moments for the depth that is really there. And I had a moment of clarity of, you're doing that again. The signs are there. Your son is feeling it. Your wife is feeling it. I'm feeling it. I just don't, it's clearly coming out of me. I'm humming songs and I'm talking to God while I'm alone in the car, and clearly it's there. And I had a moment of clarity of, this is your time. I wanted to be the proud papa to sit back and watch my son get baptized, and the loving husband to watch my wife get baptized. And I had that moment of clarity of, what's more powerful than all of us getting baptized together? I remember being excited, walking through the doors, and the excitement, a little bit of anxiety because you're going to be up in front of the whole church. I was very ready. I think if you would have grabbed me the second I walked through the front door and said, we're doing this now, I think I'd have said, yeah, I don't even need to change clothes, let's do this. You couldn't have put me in that water fast enough. I was so ready in the moment. I hid my faith because of shame. Sometimes when you open up that you have any kind of belief or faith, sometimes you get picked on for that, or people see you a little differently or treat you a little differently. And I told you that one of the greatest things is the baptism shirts and the word unashamed on there. And again, it was one of those moments where it's like, God, did you tell them to print that on that shirt for me? Because it felt like God was personally saying, be unashamed, lose your shame. A big change in my life, and I'm proud now to say I'm a man of faith.